Hi my love, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Styled by Emma. In today's video, we'll be making my prisoner Halloween costume. I'll be showing you step by step how to cut this cute two-piece. If this is something you're interested on, do wait to keep watching because in this video, you'll be learning how to make this shirt and a band pants. So if you want to learn how you can attach your band to your pants, do it to keep watching. This is the party 4 of my Halloween costume idea series. So if you haven't checked the other ones, do it to check them out after this. And without said ado, let's head down to the making of my prison costume wear. And if you're yet to subscribe, do it to subscribe to my channel and follow me for more video like this. Welcome back guys. I'll be working with this fabric and this is 3 yards. I'm going to just go ahead to take my hip measurement and I'm also going to add extra 4 inches. So I want to just like get the length and the size that I needed because I have a very limited space. So I'll just go ahead to take the measurements that I need. I'll also put you guys through on what and what I took. I'm also going to go ahead to take the length of my pants and I'll go ahead to cut and show you guys what we have. I'm working with 43. I've gone ahead to cut the length that I needed. What I did was just to mark my hip measurement, my knee measurement and the length of my pants. So I also marked the same by the other side of my fabric. And I'm also going to go ahead to mark my crotch depth, which is 13 inches. I'm going to connect all those lines. I thought I was filming this, but I have to put you guys through. So what I have, like I said before, was my hip length plus 4-inch extension. So which I also marked at the hip line and at my crotch line. So I created a straight line, added 2.5 for my crotch extension, and I curve from that hip line like you see me demonstrating. So that's the measurements that we have. I'm going to extend it to my new line and also extend it to my ankle line. And I'll also go ahead to connect those lines together. So I'm just going to connect with a straight line. So I'll just join from my crotch area to connect with that line that we have there. So I went down by 1 inch and I will curve like so. By my waist area, I also came down by 2 inch for my band and I added the ½ inch to join to the band. This was something I forgot to show you guys while cutting, so I went down by 2 inches from the actual measurement of this pant so we can have our band. So I'll go ahead to cut this out and I'll show you guys what we have. I placed my front pant in order to cut for my back piece and this is on fold. I'm going to cut this part which is the side exactly as the front side and the adjustment which I added a shoot out of 2 inches and I also went in by 2 inches and the crotch depth I added 2 inches. I don't know why I didn't film that part, so I'll just go ahead to cut this out. Then I also went in by 2 inches from this end. I'll just go ahead to connect the lines and after I was done I will cut this out. I've gone ahead to pin the crotch areas of my front and back. I'm going to sew with a straight stitch on that area. And this is what I have after I was done. I'll also go ahead to stitch the sides together with a straight stitch. So guys, I know I promised that this Halloween series is going to end last week, but it seems we have it carry over to this week. due to some factors that I can't even explain. But I promise you guys that we'll be uploading on Thursday for the Halloween look. Do wait to stay tuned for that video. So this is what I have after I was done. I'm going to join the inner part of my pant together, and I'll just go ahead to pin this down and also stitch with a straight stitch. Next up, I'm going to take the length of my waist in order to create my band. So this is what I have for my band. I've gone ahead to cut the length, and I added a few inches to the length of my band so I won't run shortage of band. So this is the elastic that I'll be adding to my band. I have 2 inches elastic. I'm also going to show you guys how you can fix this elastic to your band. So make sure that if you want to fix your band should at least have a space. So that means even if you're stitching, you should create a space for the band to sit properly. So I've gone ahead to pin the band to the waist. So after I was done pinning this down, I'm going to also go ahead to take the actual measurements that I needed, and I'm going to cut the excess. I'll open it up to stitch so I can close off my bands properly, and I'll just pin down and sew with a straight stitch. Then I'll just flip it like you see me demonstrating and pin it down to my pants and sew round. But before you sew round, give like 2 to 3 inches space where your band will pass through. And I'll just go ahead to fix my bands inside. So you have to take your time. And for your waistband, you can cut the actual measurement of your waist or take off like 3 to 5 inches away from the band. So for me, what I did was just 3 inches because I don't want this pants tight. So I'll just stitch and push inside, then I will sew with a straight stitch. I went in by 1 inch from my armhole and I connect so I can have space. Then I also went in by 9 inches for the sleeve. Mind you, this pattern was in our previous video, so if you've not seen that video, do wait to check this out. So I'll just go ahead to pin this down so we can cut the back piece of my shirt first, then I'll loosen it up to cut for the front piece. So this, I'm going to make sure that I also add space to the fabric, unlike the Serena shirt that we created. I added extra 2 inches which I did not film. I also go ahead to make a straight stitch to cover that part and fold my sleeve area like you see me demonstrating, and further folds. I'll do the same thing on my buttonhole, fold and further fold. This is the style I later leave the shirt back. So this is for my sleeve. I've gone ahead to run a straight stitch on that part. This is what I have, and I also did the same thing for my buttonhole. I'll go ahead to join my shoulder together. I'll place the right side of my front to the right side of my back. Then I'll use the facing to join that so everything will sit nice and clean out that area. So this we already did in our previous video, which is the Halloween series 3. So do wait to check it out on how we created that shirt. So I'll just go ahead to sew straight stitch, and afterwards I'm going to show you guys what we have. So this is what I have after I was done. So I'll just go ahead to fix my sleeve by joining the midpoint of my sleeve to the midpoint of my shirt, and I'm going to pin down and sew with a straight stitch like you see me doing. After I was done, this is what I have for my sleeve. I've gone ahead to whip that area and the other side. So what I'm going to do is to flip it to the right side and pin down so I can join with the allowance that we gave for the side parts. So I'm going to stitch this and I'll show you guys what we have after I was done. I've gone ahead to join my sides and I also join the collar. So I've already joined these parts. I didn't really show you guys how we did this because we already have a video that we uploaded before this video, so do wait to check that video out. This is how we created the collar. I'm going to also join the midpoint of my shirt to the midpoint of the collar. So I'm using this pencil to get the midpoint. I'm going to use my pin to hold this in place. So I'll go ahead to my sewing machine and I'll sew with a stretch stitch and fold it inside. I'll just push it inside and also sew with a stretch stitch. And that will be all for this video. I'll also go ahead to hang the down part of my shirt and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye guys.